have decided to file this case. And we will now see whether Mr. Rijok is going to come forward with his big mouth or whether he's going to run, hide and stay away from the courts of the Commonwealth of Dominica.
Okay, well, we're understanding that Mr. Rijok has responded to the demand letter, and he's saying that Florida law recognizes him as a journalist, and any lawsuit...
He's not a journalist.
Okay.
Mr. Rijok is not a journalist. There have been repeated lawsuits against him in which it has been expressly stated Mr. Rijok is not a journalist. He's a smear artist who uses his blog for extortion and other purposes, including seeking to blackmail people or extort money or to embarrass people who will not do or say what he wants or give him what he or his clients want. I mean, we need to get that straight. There are some people, he has been presented by some.
Okay, and on the line with me at this point in time is Mr. Kenneth Rijok, the blogger from Miami. Just want to find out the other side of that story. Mr. Kenneth Rijok, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Matt. How are you today?
Good. I'm just giving you the opportunity right now to respond almost immediately to Mr. Tony Astaphan. What is your reaction, sir?
Well, first of all, no, I've never been served with any legal process. A lawyer in Dominica emailed me a copy of what appears to be a statement of claim or a complaint. However, in no English-speaking country can service of process ever be effectuated through email. And Mr. Astaphan appears to be the spokesman. He's not the attorney of record in that case. He doesn't appear anywhere in that case. And he's just trying to engage me in some sort of tete-a-tete outside of the purview of the lawsuit. Obviously, somewhere down the road that the plaintiffs, who are all taking the position that they are acting as governmental officials and not individually, which of course is subject to question, because when somebody commits an illegal act, he does not do that as a prime minister or as another governmental official of the Commonwealth of Dominica. But these are all issues for the case. I can tell you that I intend to zealously defend myself. I can tell you that in bringing this case, the plaintiffs have themselves been exposed to producing their own truth, as difficult as it may be for them. And as such, I welcome the opportunity to have my day in court in that case and let the stones and let the trouble fall where it may, because by the time this case is over, everybody in Dominica will have a list of the people, of the criminals who have diplomatic passports. They'll have a list of anybody who is unsuitable, who's running around the world with an economic citizenship. They will know how much money came into the country for the illegal diplomatic passport program and why it's disappeared. They will also know about the assets of all of the government officials who are plaintiffs, because when a person chooses to access the courts of Dominica, he must make himself and his information available to the defendant. So this is going to be I guess you might want to call it a free-for-all or a slugfest, but the truth ultimately will probably cause the regime to fall. And frankly, considering that Dominica is fast ceasing to become a democracy and is now looking more like a strongman dictatorship, this may be the catalyst for change that we need. Once I am served with this case, I won't be free to comment on it. I'll have a spokesman or counsel talk for me, but I can assure you that this is going to be a fight to the death, and there are going to be some casualties here, and it's not going to be yours truly.
Yes, because Mr. Rijok, they're maintaining that you way off the bullseye on this one, and you're seriously defaming the country on this one. Your response?
Well, sir, defense to defamation, libel, and slander is truth. And there are facts which the government does not want the people to know. There are facts, there are hidden matters which it has been trying zealously for years to keep from the population and keep from the voters. And I can assure you that the truth is going to come out here.
Okay, Mr. Kenneth Rijok will be talking again as soon as you're served, because the information is out there, but I have not been served, and the radio station Q have not been served either. So I'm not sure when you will be served. But as you said, there's nowhere in the Eastern Caribbean that you can receive your information on email.
That's correct. None of the English-speaking countries allow email service. And the other issue that we really need to look at is whether or not this entire case is politically based and has no basis in law. If this is a defamation suit and the issues involved the truth, what other reason is there for the suit to be brought other than it is being brought for political purposes ahead of the next election to try to throw information out there, confuse the voters, and obfuscate the truth?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Rijok. I'm sure we'll be talking again sometime. This is Q95, and we are in search of the truth, and we'll keep asking the big questions right here. No need to be intimidated. And sometime next week, around this time, I will tell you that Q95 will be seeking your, and the opposition will be seeking your support in fighting this one to the finish line. It's 837 449 309596 and 97. Q95 Radio. We're taking a break for word from our sponsors, and we'll come right back after this. We'll take your phone calls as well right after this, Dominica, right after this.
Where Harry would go Sinclair if you want to support and land. It is how cafe Episa and not well my last 2 words. Episa. Harry upon yes is true. Pisa money on Tipotla. Don't get him up to make a urine and zemo 3 times a day. Madam Lily, do urine Harry, mew no medicine who's here are you. And where's the prescription? It me a posh mommy. What's the sense of buying that lemon copy say good time? No, you see the importance of going to your pharmacist, listening to your pharmacist, and having confidence in your pharmacist. FPS.plus will they place a higher premium on patient pharmacist relationship than Quick Care Pharmacy Cote Halsbro just before the National Bank. Cote Quick Care is not just a quick fix. It's not just about tablets and spoonfuls. They've brought back the care into medicine. Whether it's a prescription or over-the-counter medication, the priority is your health. To take the right medication, the right amount for the right reason. Madam Harry, I see right in your medical book, next of King, Henrietta, Harry, movie farmer. By the way, it's next of King, King, the Harry Ukakemo movie. All I want for you is good care. That is why I always recommend Quick Care Pharmacy.
World-acclaimed Dr. Erica Joseph, author featured on The Dollar Factor via Choice TV and Carib Vision, is here. Register for
the sweet sounds of jazz and Creole. Dominica is calling. Unwind and chill May 28th to June 3rd at the Evergreen, Anchorage and Fortune Hotels, Urban Garden Cafe, Hotel de Champs, Atlantic View and Riverstone Bar and Grill. Then on to Fort Shirley on June 4th for a day of true nature island vibes. Presented by the Government of Dominica with headline partner Dominica Authority. Visit dominicafestivals.com for more information. May 28th through June 4th, 2017. Dominica's Jazz and Creole, a smooth island vibe. Sweet sounds of jazz and Creole. Dominica is calling. Unwind and chill. May Riverstone Bar and Grill. Then on to Fort Shirley on June 4th for a day of true vibes. Presented by the Government of Dominica with headline partner Discover Dominica. Festivals.com for more information. May 28th through June 4th, 2017.
We're taking a few phone calls at this time. Hello, talk to me.
I say praise, thanks, blessings, and glory to all those who have sacrificed their personal safety and security trying to elevate mankind to humanity. Mr. Pelletti, blessings in your family, sir.
Good morning to you, sir.
Blessings. Carlisle, good morning and blessings to you. Matt, it is sickening, it is sad, but that's where we are. Matt, it's an attempt to just shut everybody up. Matt, have you posted anything positive on the hashtag?
Not yet. I haven't.
What is it? A hashtag or hashtag?
Hashtag, yes.
I think I want to hash those tags there. Matt, it is, you see, that is what they want to do, to make these really damaging situation in which they have put us in disappear. But it is not going to disappear. These are desperate men, Matt, and they will do anything. That's why I keep telling you, be careful, you, Carlisle, and others. They will do anything for them to remain in their little cocoon, in the comfort zone, in the safe zone, where Skerrit say he have the army and the afterthought coming of labor rights behind him. No, man, you have the army and you have some executioners in the army willing to do anything for you. Matt, Francesco Corralo, Monfared, Alisa Madwike, and that other one, Angel Lapsing. All the other scandals these guys have. Look, we're hearing, it is alleged that Skerrit wife has some charity firm, which the proceeds is not coming to Dominica, or Dominicans are not benefiting from the proceeds. We're hearing many things, and these guys do not want anybody to raise these questions to try to enlighten the people. So then they're going to hit Matt. A lawsuit, 295, Kenneth Ridger and Leonard Clinton. Terry said that he have work to do in Dominica, and nobody will stand in his way. So when Angelo tell us years ago, Skerrit is the government. It's not Labour Party or the government have work to do, you know. Skerrit say, I have work to do and nobody will stand in my way. That is an obvious and brutal threat. So when we sit down there thinking, well, all is nice and dandy, because you know something, there is the law and the Constitution. It is not applicable in defending us. It is only applicable when they come to persecute and prosecute us. It is not applicable to them. So let Dominicans just sit down there and think all is well. Or just take care of your own little business and no, you will not get affected. Look at Venezuela. Look at Venezuela just there. An oil-rich country, and the people are scavenging for food. They have no medicine. The supermarkets have no food, and they're dying and fighting 7 days now, Matt, or more. People are fighting, over 30 people dead already, because guess what? They say that madness has to stop. Are we going to wait for that madman, that loose cannon, to take Dominica into that cul-de-sac or that dead end like Venezuela, Matt? What are we waiting for? Have a blessed day, sir.
All right, thank you very, very much. We have to keep fighting. Just imagine one day you'll wake up and Matt will not be on the radio asking questions. Just think about that 1 minute if you just give up on this country. Hello, talk to me.
Good morning to you, sir.
How you doing, my brother?
And your listeners, Matt, I'm very well.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, once there is injustice in my country, Matt,
you will keep talking.
I will keep talking. And for the record, I'm going to repeat Mr. Tony Astafan's words, Matt, that the passport, the diplomatic one that was sold to Susan Oldie, $400,000 it was used in the campaign of the Labour Party. Matt, and if that is not enough reason for us to rise up in Dominica as it pertains to our money being used in Labour Party campaign, Matt, I don't know what will. So I am waiting for Mr. Tony Astafan, based on his utterance, to send me a lawsuit as well. Matthias Peltier, second point. It cannot be Labour Party spent more than 4 or 5 hours at a rally in Portsmouth. And the issues that are plaguing this country, the talk of the day, these diplomatic passports. Manfred was hiding in Dominica. He was arrested when he left here.
You have all these guys have our passport, Matthew SPLT. And not one of these guys had the guts, had the balls to talk about our passports in this this rogue's hands. Matt, I am saying this morning, Matt, for the record, that this government is in sinking sand. They are wiggling, and it is just a matter of time. So whatever has to be done, Matt, I am telling you, Matt, you are fearless, and continue to be the man, Matt, you are. Do not let these guys basically shove you in a corner as it relates to going after the truth. I will not relent, and I am telling the patriotic Dominicans at heart, we must not relent as it relates to seeking truth, righteousness, and justice to pervade this land, Matthew SPLT. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you too. Thank you too. It's 8:47. Yeah, a few soldiers still standing here, Mr. Tony Astafan. I won't be intimidated. No, I won't. Hello, I've been asking questions on your behalf many, many times before, and you were very proud of that time. You remember the good and accountable government in those days, Mr. Astafan? I'm still the very person. I haven't changed one bit. Hello, talk to me.
Good morning, Matt.
Morning to you, sir.
Matt, as an ordinary citizen,
Yes.
I would like to know the residence that Mr. Roosevelt Skerritt occupies in Mont Daniel. Is it being paid from his pocket or from the government pocket, our government pocket?
From what I gather, you're asking the good question. From what I gather, it may be government.
It may be from the government.
Yes.
How far away was that from Mr. Monferred's property?
5 minutes drive or 2 minutes drive?
Very interesting. Good morning, Matt. There must be some officers who carried bags hither and thither who know something, who would like to tell us the truth someday. Gentlemen, let it out.
The truth, they say, shall be revealed someday. Someday, Mr. Astafan. Hello, talk to me.
Yes, good morning, man.
Morning to you.
Mr. Astafan should understand straight away that the Prime Minister was not advised to go to CBS on the 1st of January 2017. And today he should have revealed to the Dominican people that CBS is a international media which comes out of the truth at all times. And the Prime Minister did not take on that. Antiguan Prime Minister did it. And he was vacated from everything that the CBI program is bringing on to Antigua. Today, Rejoc probably came on and tell us the truth. Mr. Astafans wants the truth, and the truth will find him. Remember that the Prime Minister of Dominica came out and told us that he's getting $350 million and another $750 million loan from a private enterprise in China to have built the hospital and plus the international airport. And today the Prime Minister revealed to Dominica that he's going to take off some percentage from the CBI to do the international airport that he proposes. Understand, Dominican.
So you want to know what the truth is?
Are not memoir pool as some of our leaders have stated. Please remember, Mr. PM, that you are speaking to inquiry minds of Dominica.
All right, caller, go check your phone. I don't know what's going on there. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, Dominica, more questions and more of your phone calls this morning.
World-acclaimed Dr. Erica Joseph, author featured on The Dollar Factor via Choice TV and Carib Vision, is here. Register for Dr. Joseph's new book and training, How to Succeed in Your Small Business and Career. Registration fee is only $150. Call 265-0182 for more information. That number again is 265-0182.
Dominican Haitian Community Collaboration with headline sponsor Flow, MAPA, Western Union and Cuba present Haitian Flag Day Fête Drapeau Extravaganza. Fed Drapeau at the Simplicity Barbershop Complex in Roseau on Saturday, May 20th from 7 p.m. featuring first serenade Mr. Biggs, DJ Jokam, Ted Shoje, Dogs One, Captain Jack Prince, Wadix and more.
Big shake them in Twitter.
Saturday, May 20, samedi, mai 20. Simplicity Barbershop Fête Drapeau. Tout haïtien ça passé. Saturday, May 20, Simplicity Barbershop Zomba Depo Jazz, FMB Jazz.
The sweet sounds of jazz and Creole, Dominica is calling. Unwind and chill May 28th to June 3rd at the Evergreen, Anchorage and Fortune Hotels, Urban Garden Cafe, Hotel de Champs, Atlantic View and Riverstone Bar and Grill. Then on to Fort Shirley on June 4th for a day of true Nature Island vibes. Presented by the Government of Dominica with headline partner Discover Dominica Authority. Visit dominicafestivals.com for more information. May 28th through June 4th, 2017. Dominica's Jazz and Creole, a smooth island vibe.
Kiss me hard before you go.
Wiz, the beautiful southern village of Bacatel presents Pork Fest 2017. Yes, Dominica, Pork Fest is on again. Friday, May 26th to Sunday, May 20th in Bacatel. Come enjoy some delicious mouth-watering roast pork, stew pork, hot and spicy pork, baked pork, smoked pork, pork soup, pork pilau, pork broth, sweet and sour pork, and pork dumpling and pois rouge. The action begins on Friday, May 26th from 8 p.m. with Sweet J. Youngis, Woozy Sauvage from Haiti, Legacy Band, and the People's Band, the Booyah Band, the Powder Band, the Daybreak Specialist, Triple K Band, baby. All these powered by Explosion Pro Sound. The price is only $10. Yes, you heard right. The price is only $10. The action continues on Saturday with Shamika Sorrento, the All-Star Band, Excess Groove, Kids Mafia, and the first and only serenade from La Pointe. And on Sunday, it's the grand finale. Action starts from 2 p.m. It's a whole day affair. It's a family affair. There will be bouncing castle for the kids, face painting, live entertainment by King Clico, Southern Experience, Ecstasy Band, and the Midnight Groovers. All these powered by Explosion Pro Sound. Adult pay only $5 and all children enter free. So call in on Bacatel and environs. Messieurs Pork Fest is on again. Friday, May 26th to Sunday, May 28th. Don't miss it.
Good morning, my brother Nasio, man. The truth someday will be revealed.
So the truth will reveal you now. You see their faces, but you never know their thoughts. Every baby knows that dog is deep, so deep. You see their actions, but you never know their reactions. Time and time alone will prove the story, and every eye will see. Truth will reveal. The truth will reveal.
I always encourage you to think before you speak, huh? 8:55 in the morning, this is the hot sit. Hello.
Yeah, what's up?
Good, my brother.
Man, let me tell you something, brother, man. Don't be afraid. God is with your side, for your side, by your side. Every corner of the panel, left, right, and center. And no evildoers like Astafans and Skerrit will come your way. God will give you guidance to carry you through, brother, man. And the truth must reveal one day.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I just want you to keep the faith, huh? Keep the faith. Because I believe truly that one day the truth will be revealed. Hello, talk to me. And I think there's some intention, some move out there to have this radio station shut down. Hello, talk to me.
Matt?
Yeah, how you doing?
Good morning, Daddy.
How you doing?
I always speak the truth, Matt, by the grace of God.
All right.
I have this information about the international airport. And the government cannot deny it was almost $3 billion for the international airport. And Austria turned it down.
Well, I'll tell you what. You have to meet with the government and give them the $3 billion. We all will be excited about that. The $3 billion, you say, Papi, that may be available. 8:56. I was not there when you gave, of course, suggested to the government this talk of this $3 billion. Hello? So, present it to them. Again, hello, talk to me.
Morning, Matt.
Morning, how are you?
I'm doing all right,
Mm-hmm.
Matt. I would like to ask Roosevelt Skerrit, as the Prime Minister of Dominica, a question. Because the time he launched, I think it was in 2005 or 9, one of them, when he launched Colin McIntyre in the Valley. The same Sunday, he told Mr. Lennox Linton, go to hell, it's not their damn business where they get their money from. That was the time of maybe how much, $100,000 business. He told the people, he asked the people up there that were there to vote for them, to vote for the Labour Party, because he will be getting over $300 million from China. I would like to ask Mr. Skerrit if he got that money and what was that money used for, because we have all we hear is he taking soft loan for this, soft loan for that, soft loan for over there. He took a loan from China for over $110 million for the college, the state house, and now the apartment. He still tells people it's a soft loan again. All the road rehabilitation work China did for Dominica, I don't know how it went. So can you ask Skerrit that question for me, please?
I'm sure he's listening. You can ask him yourself, right?
Yeah, I'm asking Skerrit, what did he use that money to do? We want to know about that $300 million, over $300 million you promised the people that China was giving you, and you asked them to vote for you. Please tell us, what did you do with that money? Have a good day, Matt.
All right, thank you very much. Somebody says here in a WhatsApp message, I will not allow the voice of justice to be silenced. Dominicans need to wake up and wake up quick. I am willing to do whatever it takes to liberate my country from the hands of these tyrants. Somebody here on WhatsApp, and sometime next week we'll be asking for your full support because I am telling you, there's a full movement out there to silence this radio station. Hello, talk to me. 8:59 is the morning time, because really don't want you to ask the questions. Hello, talk to me.
On Kyrie years ago, when he was a guest and somebody was telling him about that, he said, don't worry, everything have its time and place.
Mm-hmm.
Because the person was suggesting to shut down Q95. And he said, everything have a time and place. Matt, do you know? Right now, they're accusing, the media in America is accusing Trump of linking classified...
With the Russians, eh?
Huh?
Yes, linking with the Russians.
Yes, classified information about the terrorist group to the Russians. And Matt, is he taking them to court? Is he going to take them to court? Or rather than come with some strong defense and to prove that is not true? And I am telling you, these guys, you know when a dog is cornered, Matt, you can run down a dog or any other animal which you figure out that is less or afraid of you. Matt, when it gets cornered, its adrenaline gland kicks in. And it's fighting time because it's survival. And I'm not referring to Skerrit as a dog, but I know Skerrit he's cornered. But one thing I'm telling him, Tony, a message for him and an advice, Matt. My brother, you can take your poodle as far as you can. McIntyre have a very long leash. Thank you.
Hello, whatever you mean by that, blessings. 9 o'clock in the morning. Hello, talk to me.
Good morning, Matt.
Yes.
And Matt, I know that you are not intimidated.
No, not easily.
And of course, obviously, the listenership of United Q95 is behind you and the station, and you have nothing to fear about. But one thing I can say, though, is that Tony himself wants the truth. And if he was convinced that all what he has been saying is true, then there would not be a measure for any lawsuit, because he would be convinced. Because remember, Tony always in defense. So Tony suspect, boy, you know what? I myself am not even convinced of what I'm saying, so I want the truth. So then that lawsuit they're talking about for a job will bring out the truth. And by the way, I'm convinced, as many other callers too, that this government is cornered. Mr. Skerrit has escaped from that international scrutiny on Dominica. Not under that sun. Not under that sun. Because the point is, I'll tell you, he can do what he wants and feel he's a champion. You cannot violate international law and expect to escape. So, Matt, the work that we are doing, we'll continue to do it and keep informing the people. You have been tried, tested, and proven, and you will be victorious at the end of the day. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. It's 9:01 in the morning. Hello. Hello. Somebody's on the telephone but not paying attention. We will try. The diaspora line, try again. Hello, talk to me.
Good morning to you and the listeners.
How are you this morning?
I'm blessed.
Okay.
God is our strength and our refuge. We will trust and not be afraid. Dominicans, let not your hearts be troubled. Tony Astafan should be the last man asking about truth, because the whole world knows that he, as well as our Prime Minister, he are two liars. They dictated to the whole world when they was trying to pin down Honorable Lennox Linton with the IPO information. Remember, Matt, I said long time the writing is on the wall, and Dominicans expect a bumpy ride. Don't make nothing surprise all you. And you remember when you talk about the penis at the Princess Margaret Hospital, said long time they should close down that radio station. But it's good that have Q95 there. You know, see, we have a good inspirational program in the morning too. I always used to say that everybody that come to this station to have a program should do some word of prayer. And thank you. That's the first thing our radio station has been blessed with, is inspirational prayers. God is in control. He's not man. Their back is against the wall and they cannot burst the wall. They're trying to get forward, but the truth is like oil and the lie is like water. Anytime water and oil mix together, the oil must surface above the water. It's just a matter of time, but your days are done. Dominicans, hold on, and we are not going to forget about the corruption that is going on in our country. We are not going to forget about the Monfarai. We are not going to forget about all the criminals that have our passport. We are not going to let those things there rest, and we are holding our government accountable for all the ills that are going on in our country, and the poverty and every bullcrap that is going on in our country. Thanks and have a blessed day.
For you never allowed my enemies to triumph over me. Hallelujah.
You make me stronger. Oh.
Say a prayer for this radio station, huh? Say a prayer for Matt in the morning.
Gracias, Jesus.
With your strength, I get stronger.
Watch me. From Jamaica to the Caribbean. From Spain to Colombia. From Canada to the US. You got me.
Please just don't get personal, but keep asking the questions. That's to who I am, huh?
You know my times. Seasons of breakthrough. My seasons of strife.
Somebody says here, Matt, I already told you that what I think about your dedication to fair exposure of issues in Dominica. You have been vilified by many on all sides for your work. Stay strong and focused. I hope the true patriots of Dominica will stand behind you as you strive to reveal truth that many would rather remain hidden. I hope the callers will not just promise support but will deliver.
I lift my spirit. Lord, I'll take your hand. You fix my focus. No one know who I am.
I just hope the callers will not just promise support but will deliver when promised. Unlike the last time when you were left in the struggle on your own and then got upset and just left that fight alone. 906. See, I read it as you sent it, huh? Hello, doctor. Hello, thanks for your support, brother. Hello.
Yes, but we have to be loyal to our pledge. We have to, when we call to pledge, Dominicans, give what all you pledge. But another question I'd like to ask Roosevelt Skerrit. What happening to the second phase of the Dominica Grammar School that looking like a jail they have there on Valley Road? We would like to ask him what happened, because there was another piece they said they had to put on that grammar school and to fix the ground that the children could have a place to recreate. We would like to ask Roosevelt Skerrit what happened to that, because the other day some tourists were asking me, what is that? I tell them, what you think that? I asked the lady, what you think that look like? She tell me, is it a jail? I thought, well, if that's how you look at it, that's what it is. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Have a blessed day yourself. You make me stronger. More lawsuits, huh? The objective, I suspect, to shut this radio station down. Very soon, as I said to you, maybe next week we'll come to you for your full support. Hello, talk to me.
Matt Belty, morning to you.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm all right, thank you.
Good.
I want to tell Tony Astafan, this country is a democratic country, and we Dominicans has a right to exercise that right. It is not Tony Astafan, it is not Roosevelt Skerrit, it is not the Labour Party, it is not the government of the day that gives us that right to exercise. It is the Constitution that gives us that right to exercise. And so therefore, in a democratic country, we have a right to ask questions, and we demand answers. These are our elected officials. Mr. Skerrit is on record by saying, put your questions to the elected officials, and they have a right to answer you. This is a democratic country. People have a right to ask questions, and we are asking questions because we are in the dark. We have to be concerned, particularly when our passport is in the hands of crooks and criminals. Whether you're a labor right, a freedom right, a UWP-ite, a PAPI-ite, a no-ite at all, you have to be concerned. Remember, every one of us traveling, every one of us wants to have a visa, every one of us wants to go on a vacation. If we don't stand up and ask questions and allow things to just continue to flow, it will have implications for us. It will have implications for us. The world is looking at us. The world is watching what decision that we are taking. When you have a man like Monfared was in Dominica, Dominicans should not ask questions. Our passport in the hands of crooks and criminals, we should not ask questions. Susan Oldie bought a passport, a diplomatic passport, and from time to time we ask him, Mr. Skerrit, about it. He stayed silent. Shortly, Tony Astafan jumped up and said, but the Prime Minister answered, he said that it was spent in the Labour Party campaign. How the resources of the country, the property of the state has been sold to an individual and placed in the hands of a and placed in the hands of a political party. It is wrong, and we have to ask questions. We have to tell our leaders when they are going wrong. Mr. Skerrit love you, know, but he loved me, he loved Blessing, he loved Mobile Man, he loved Jerry Louis. Why? We tell him when he is going wrong, and he knows where he stands with us. He knows we love our country and we love him and we want him to go in the right direction. But those people who outside there who supporting everything, while he smile with them, he don't trust them, and he know that they don't love him and the Commonwealth of Dominica. Tell him, you have children, you're telling your children, don't steal, don't do this, don't do that. You are disciplining your children. You give your children nice food, you give them nice clothes, you give them nice love. Sometimes you have to use the rod. You have to tell them when they're going wrong. It's just like your government, you have to tell them they will respect you. And if we were doing that as a people, as a country, and of course as a nation, Dominica would have been better off. And Tony Astafan has got to understand that we have a right to exercise that right. It sickens when you hear people are asking questions and people are being sued for asking questions. It should not be that way. It should not be that way at all. This is a democratic country, and we have a right to stand for each other. And I will stand with you on Q95. God bless.
God bless you too, my brother. God bless you too. Let's play this one just for a few minutes. We have the farmers at the bottom of the hour there. Okay, we're going to go back to the telephone there with this inspirational music there. You are able much more than I can ever think. Hello, talk to me. Is somebody on the telephone? Not yet. Hello, talk to me.
Yes, Matt, good morning.
Morning to you.
Matt,
yes.
We are not afraid.
Okay.
Q95 not going nowhere. We will stand behind Q95. We will run with Q95 and we'll rally with Q95. Because if it's not Q95, we don't know nothing that happening in Dominica. And Mr. Astafan have to remember, he's the first one that puts carrot in water. When he says carrot, use the money for campaign fund.
All right, caller, thank you very much. At 9:14, we're talking about this U.S. $400,000. Hello. 449-3095. We have a call from the overseas line. Hello.
Good morning to you, Matthias.
How you doing this morning?
I'm doing really good, Mark. I'll tell you the main reason, one of the main reasons I'm doing good. Because the timing is right, in the Nature Isle. And I heard you saying that maybe next week that you will be able to come to the people, so the people will be able to give in their support to the radio station. So even before that is done, let me just call. I think it is Mr. Sheridan Gregor that is head of Q95, Matt, is it?
Yes, Mr. Sheridan Gregor in Canada.
So, Mr. Sheridan Gregor, I'm going to call you by name because that word came. And it has been made available. There's an hour that is so, essential. That is said to be the Rise and Shine, period.
Yes,
I'm asking you, sir, to let that hour, where the very word of our Creator has given us, the written word, be read on that radio station. That is going to change, everything that is going around. Let me talk to a couple of people. What is going on in Nature Island is not just for the people that is there on the island, It is the earth over, and it is time for us to be able to embrace that. And why I'm calling Mr. Sheridan Gregor, because when that word came, so to hear that come from your mouth now, and some people can tell you on the Nature Island, we have been speaking that word to them. What has happened in Martin, if it is that Q does not change that course and do that which is necessary, it is going to become worse than what mapping appears to be as a prostitute play in the Harlem going everywhere, not where it is now. Okay? And I'll use that example that Tyrone used this morning when he called, the pastor on the station, and he said it's like a man that has given somebody his bakery, and he still has to beg him, for bread, and the man is feeding him, from the crumbs. Mr. Gregor, let me say to you, the Creator has given you much, and to whom much is given, much is required. We are earning for this. there are people like that will change for this. You all have to know who you all are fighting against. It is not just who you all see as a supposed prime minister. That fight is greater and beyond. And guess what? It's only the word that is able to take on that fight and win. More can be said, Matt, but I'll just live with that little bit. If it was that which took place in France, did not turn out with that result, what that rally was in Portsmouth, I think it was recently, would have been different. A lot of things is going on in the land, and people, you tell it to them and they're not able to see, but we cannot blame you all, but you'll have to research. So, Mr. Gregoire, I call upon you to let that word, and Kimberly is there. You see that gifted person you're having, Kimberly Benjamin, let me say that. Do not let that go to waste, because Kimberly will be the one that will be doing the reading. I am boldly saying that. Please, dear Matt. Thank you so very much.
I worship you. I worship you. You are here working in this place. I worship you. I worship you. You are here moving in a midst. I worship.
917, hello, talk to me.
Matter pleasant good morning to you.
Morning to you, sir.
And for the good work you have been doing, you shall not be removed. Max?
Yes, sir.
We really have to take a stand in this country. We cannot just sit back and idle like that, It is time to put foot on the ground. And Max, you on a whole as a journalist, you will not be a Curtis Matthew. You will always be who you are.
Yep.
And you will always continue to question on Dominica's behalf. Matt, hats off to you. Matt, just recently, quickly, Matt, just recently, St. Kitts had a press conference where all the journalists, none have been left out, none have been locked out. All the journalists are entitled to ask this government question. The CBO was the main issue of the day, because just recently there is a Chinese that was handed a passport from St. Kitts, and he is of some interest to some other country. And it's a burning issue there right now.
Yes, I'll be talking to my colleague in St. Kitts sometime later about just what is going on.
And that our very own Ken Richards, it was amazing to hear this journalist when he put the question to the Prime Minister, saying and asking at the same time, if this gentleman is convicted, what are the government going to do, or what plan they have there that this thing will come to happen again? But the Prime Minister said that they put two things in place, even as we speak. There is a first team that has to do the due diligence, and there is a second one that has to approve and then to the government. Why can't Dominica do that? Because we wouldn't be able to get the money to pocket. Under the table deal, we will not be able to, and we will not get money for campaign. And that is just what the reason why that due diligence is not being done here, So you are entitled to ask this reject fella question all the time, and not after fun, and don't play donkey laughing. Not after fun will prevent you, and we will stand behind you, whatever it takes for you to continue to do this work. Because had it not been you in 295, where would have been in Dominica? Absolutely no way. Not have a blessed morning,
Have a very blessed morning. We have a few more minutes. I said we're taking on, as usual, the farmers, very important to us. on about 9:30 this morning. Let's take a few more questions. Hello.
Hey, Matt, morning.
My brother, how you doing?
Matt, I'm good. Matt, but I would just want to make an announcement there to the Solid Waste Department.
Okay, very important.
Yes, on the corner of Great Marlborough Street and Great George Street, there's a heap of garbage there that was not collected last night. Last night was supposed to be collection in Roseau. This heap of garbage is still there, and maybe a few amongst other places in Roseau, and they need to do something about that. Matt, people need to understand what's going on in this country, you know. This garbage problem that we have there is because of the same leadership, you know, that we have. This goes back to the leadership of the country. You were speaking to General Jacob last week, I think, and these guys, they shine away from putting the blame where it is supposed to be. And they go in around, skating around, telling you about trucks and all kind of things that come in. We have a serious problem with garbage, and it's because of the government that we have that problem. All the problems we have in the country is because of the government. And I think we need to deal with that forthwith. People need to put things in position, in perspective. Don't skirt around. And that's the problem that we have, Matt. We have a serious problem with garbage. We have a serious problem with jobs. We have a serious problem with leadership. And it goes back to one man. So unless we don't fix these things, we are not going to fix Dominica. So when people talking, we just talking. When come for action, you don't see people. You don't see people putting boots on the ground. We need to solve that problem with our garbage. We need to solve that problem in the entire country with the governance that we have. Have a good morning, Matt.
Have a good morning to you, and we continue your phone calls. Hello, talk to me.
Good morning, Matt.
Morning.
I call you to tell you a few things this morning, Matt.
All right, I'm listening.
Number one, fret not yourself of evildoers. Number two, man proposes, but God disposes. Number three, keep your eyes on Jesus. He is the waymaker and he is a deliverer. He will deliver you from all these wicked lawsuits. And finally, truth is truth. Truth cannot change. Truth cannot go anywhere. No matter how you bump it, you spin it, you try to evade yourself from it, it still remains the truth. Have a good day, Matt.
Have a good morning. Let me just bring you up to date with what's going down with St. Kitts here. Listen for a minute.
Cost you less.
All right, let's see if we can get to that story there.
There is a war of words between the St. Kitts Nevis opposition and the government regarding a report of an accused Chinese national with St. Kitts Nevis citizenship who is wanted by the Chinese government. Ren Biao, who is said to be wanted for forgery and fraud, is said to be living in St. Kitts Nevis with a St. Kitts Nevis passport after attaining citizenship through the Citizenship by Investment program in 2013. The crime he is alleged to have committed occurred after he became an economic citizen. According to a report on Carib Update News Service this week, the Chinese authorities are claiming not to be getting cooperation from the St. Kitts Nevis government. The report further alleged that the undercover police from China interviewed the suspect's 15-year-old son at his home in St. Kitts while his father was away. The report also claimed that a call from the suspect to his parents in China was intercepted in April, where he was allegedly requesting some $190,000 to continue paying the authorities in St. Kitts for his protection. The government of St. Kitts Nevis said due process is being followed regarding the investigation of the suspect, as he is a St. Kitts Nevis citizen. Additionally, a statement from the government this week said it had not received a formal request from China regarding the suspect, as St. Kitts Nevis and China does not have diplomatic relations. Attorney General Vincent Byron Jr., in an interview with radio station Win FM, said proper procedures are being followed where the investigations are concerned.
St. Kitts Nevis does not have diplomatic relations with the Republic of China, and therefore the Chinese have not approached the government of St. Kitts Nevis on any matter. We have had informal approaches on this matter concerning someone who is native of China, with Chinese background, but who are currently St. Kitts Nevis citizens. And as a citizen of St. Kitts Nevis, they are due the same right as any other citizen guaranteed by our Constitution.
But chairperson of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party, Marcella Liburd, said the response from the government on this issue has been inadequate.
We have learned also, Juni, because even if there's no diplomatic relations with China, because China is part of Interpol, usually there's something like an emissary that would be sent to to the government in situations like that where you don't have diplomatic relations. So was one sent from China to this government? And so we say that this statement that they put out is totally inadequate. It does not answer the questions that we, the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, have.
Ms. Liebert further alleged that the government had not responded to the allegation of bribery.
The main point of the Carib update thing was a payment for protection of a wanted man. That is the critical matter. That matter, interestingly, was conspicuously not addressed in the government statement. Not addressed at all in the government statement. We ask.
I'll tell you what, we'll speak a little further on that one. I'll try to get the latest from St. Kitts on Talk on the Block. This is the big station, Q95. We'll keep asking the questions. Some people don't like questions. We'll wrap it up in the next 2 minutes. Take your phone call. $927. Hello. Hello. Somebody's on the line but not paying attention. Are you there, caller? I'm sorry. Let's try another call. Hello.
Good morning again. The Psalm 36 says, the transgression of the wicked saith within my heart that there is no fear of the Creator before his eyes. For he flattereth himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be hateful. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He have left off to be wise and to do good. He deviseth mischief upon his dead. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. If Q95 was shut down, how would the Labour Party pay Q95 to carry that big convention they had in Portsmouth? You cannot have it in two ends, my bro. You can only have one end. It's either you hold God's end or you hold Satan's end. You cannot have it in two ends. Satan tempted Christ, and Christ did everything in his power to help mankind. Everything Christ did was good, and he was the only just and pure man. Yet mankind crucified him. They said that they found no fault in him, but crucify him. And they did. And if he has to come back again, they will still crucify him another time. Dominicans, look up onto the hill from whence cometh your help. Our Creator is who we have to look unto, not unto man, because Satan himself have to go to our Creator. Always remember that. Pray for our country, and the Q95 is sent by God, and it will remain there until God himself decides what he wants to do in his own due time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We're squeezing another phone call. Hello. Yes, ask a question. You have many questions this morning.
And I think all you in Q95 should answer the people what really going on Angelo and Q95. Can all you tell us something? We would like to hear Angelo back on the air. People
I would like to hear Angelo back himself. But he has to come on and explain to the people what's going on.
Well, the manager of Q can tell us.
I think it has to come from both sides. The manager has already spoken.
Well, we want to know exactly what's happening because we're missing Angelo.
I don't think it's his business, according to him, to reveal what's going on, because it was Angelo's decision to walk out.
All right, well, we want him back. Angelo, whatever that caused you to walk out, let it cause you to walk back in.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, Angelo, your fans miss you, and I suspect they want you to come back, just like your colleague Matt Peltier does. Hello, talk to me.
Matt.
Yes.
Matt, this country is heading exactly where I saw it 7 or 8 years ago, you know, Matt.
Uh-huh.
Yes. I called you once, Matt. Maybe you cannot remember, and I told you based on the pattern of that government, their tendencies, I am seeing basically that they might shut down Q just now.
Okay.
And this morning when you said that there are moves ahead or moves afoot to shut down Q, my eyebrows were raised. It drew me back 7, 8 years ago when I told you that publicly on the radio. But Matt,
Mm-hmm.
they're heading exactly where it has to go. If Q95 has to be shut down, I am saying this morning, it may just be divine intervention, because that will now let the people who don't have an avenue,
A voice, yes.
yes, to let off, they will have no other choice but to come into the streets, Matt, where it is needed. So, my brother, whatever has to be will be. God is in control. Thanks, brother.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you so much. This morning we go to the farmers in a minute. Thank you. We'll talk more on Talk on the Block. We always share with the farmers. We need to know of their struggles and their challenges.
It's man's first priority, but nothing is more important.
But let's start our discussion very early this morning. Mr. Louis and Patrick in the house. Of course, I want to say hi to Randy, who's been ailing, and of course, getting back on his feet. So stay strong, Randy. We haven't said hi to you. And Mr. Telemek as well. You know, the struggle is on. Good morning, Mr. Louis. Still strong.
Matt, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Matt, I enjoy my cricket.
Well, you were disappointed at the end.
Matt, I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry. I couldn't believe that.
Okay.
But it happened. Mr. Patrick, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Louis.
And all Q95 listeners,
Right.
wherever they are.
Right.
I salute you.
Right.
I greet you. Those who are mourning this morning, take courage. It come one after the other. Today is mine, tomorrow is yours. That's how it is, and we have to live with it. Matt, my health-wise, I still recovering, and I'll keep on recover, because I said to you here and to the world, nothing can kill me. I only know that I have to die one day.
When God is ready.
Period. Nothing can kill me. Don't try to kill me, sir. Don't try to kill me, ma'am. You will not be succeed. You may have to go through pain, and I go through it. But pain brings joy to know that your faith is in God is unshakable. It's anchored, the anchor hold on the solid rock. And then that is where I am. But Matt, back to our farming business, Matt.
What's the latest there, Mr. Louis?
The latest is the future seems to be, according to the government programs, which they have none, it seems to be bleak. I use that word. It seems to be very bleak. I make a survey, Matt, and I see that young men and women who have 50 years, that is older than you, down to 10 years. It will take a miracle for government for Dominica to stand on its own, because of Matthew Walters.
But Matthew Walters is no longer there, Mr. Louis.
Matthew Walters, who tell the world and tell Dominican farming is in the backbone. I didn't say it. He said it himself. He was the Minister of Agriculture. So he have a big say. And when he speak, his word have power as a Minister of Agriculture. So it is.
But I thought there was some movement in the government circles, and I heard Mr. Philip Gregor talking about some initiative for Dashin farmers.
Matt Peltier, you should not even listen to that. I'll tell you why. How many times here we get market overseas since we are on 295? Many times. Many times. And people just talk and they do not know what they're talking about. They can't explain. They have no clue of what they're talking about. If we have to go into Dashin, Matt Peltier, we need to sit down, you know, with the buyer overseas, the buyer here, and the farmers. And government has to bring their input into it. Because Dashin is not handling like people think it is, you know. Dashin never spend life in the field, you know. Huh? Sometimes you send bad Dashin overseas, you know, overstay. Sometimes you have bad Dashin overseas, you know, too young. We don't just go and plant Dashin and harvest Dashin and say you're going to sell Dashin. People want good food. Is that right? Good Dashin. If the Dashin is kang, it cannot make no sense. You can't eat it. Not even your dogs you want to give it to. So Dashin program is something that people have to sit down and do the analysis, and you must have, I use the word MUST, you must have men on the ground, men in the field to monitor the Dashin, you know. Harvesting, planting, time of harvesting. So that you don't plant, you don't just harvest Dashin and see overseas, you know. I have Dashin on my field, I left, you know. I can't sell it locally, you know. I can't say, because what? It's turned. I stayed 2 weeks overseas, that 2 weeks it was supposed to be finished. It's overstayed another 2 weeks. Are you there?
Yes.
That's what it is. Now I have a little bit of Dashin harvesting, now I taking it out quick. Because as if you see me pass on it, it's okay, you know. You can sell it again, you know.
It's gone.
So we have to learn what we are doing. We have to know what we are doing. So when you see government come with their big mouth as usual talking about Dashin, don't listen to that. That's rubbish.
But Louis, that is why we understand why the agricultural program will not succeed. Despite government's interest, despite government coming back, look at that. Agriculture is not on the back burner, you know. It's on the front burner. But it burning, and it will burn to ashes because of the very thing you say about Dashin there. They're consulting the wrong people, so they have the wrong information.
It appears that the Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Drago, is optimistic. I just want to quote him. Mr. Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, Johnson Drago, has revealed that Dominica, along with St. Vincent and other organizations of the Eastern Caribbean states countries, is seeking to enter a contract to export Dashin to markets within the United States of America. Speaking at a government town hall meeting in Dallas last week, a week before, we can say recently, Drago said that the plan is to export 6 40-foot containers of Dashin fortnightly as an OEC exporting group. That's a lot of Dashin.
Matt, we are hearing this very, very often now over the year, and particularly from Mr. Drago. Matt, it will not succeed. It will be just like the abattoir and the coffee plant. Worse than the abattoir.
Patrick, your critics might say you are a pessimist.
I said so years ago. Yeah, and I was told that I would be a pessimist. Yeah. And yes, I agree to be a pessimist. Yes. Because they have the wrong information about who a pessimist is. Matt, they will not succeed because the government have a way of failing everything. And the abattoir will be there like a white elephant. You hear what they're talking about the abattoir now? They cannot get cheap chicken, cheap pork, cheap livestock. chip this, rabbits
there was no planning, Patrick?
We told them what to do, Matt. We told them what they should do. We told them it would be the feed business, etc., etc. So right now, we are watching government boiling its own sauce. This is what is happening to government. It's boiling in everything that it is proposing, and they will not succeed, Matt, because we know what the road to success is.
Why will you not want them to succeed, Patrick?
I don't want them to succeed. They don't want them to. They themselves don't want to succeed. Matt, we've been here on Q95 telling them how to succeed, how to deal with the abattoir, how to deal with the coffee plant. We have told them everything. We told them how to do with shrimps. Everything came from us, you know, Matt. We didn't hold back anything. Until at the beginning we told them, that was said by Mr. Louis, they wanted $150 million to do the feeder roads. They never did, Matt. All they had to do at that time was the feeder roads, you know. We still had the production. We had no sigatoga, no element in the banana industry or in the plantain industry. All government had to do was to fix the feeder road, and they do it. So before, I didn't want to stray on that path this morning, you know, Matt. I wanted to stray on the path of the most important thing.
What's that?
Where the government has lied to us, told one of the biggest lies, and that is going to be the dismantling of government. Government is still going on, having all these young people talk about CBI. They never talk about the passport, the diplomatic passports. We never criticize the CBI. Matt, Dominicans never criticize the CBI. They criticize the sale of diplomatic passports. And up to now, the government cannot answer. But it is going to have to answer. There is no choice, you know, Matt, in this thing. Government has to answer. and I do not know exactly where the labor rights are at. But when I read this quotation from the Bible, it's not Deloney who wrote the Bible. It's not I who put it there. But it says clearly, the leader who listens to lies, all his supporters, all his servants are wicked.
All right.
I didn't say that, Matt.
Right.
And they have to deal with that. Yeah. You see, government have to deal with that now. They have to bring... You know what is a lie? A lie is a thing that topples you know. Because the time you select to deal with the lie, it is too late.
Let's take a phone call, and when I come back, I need to ask Mr. Louis a question as it relates to the exports. Hello.
Good morning, Matt, quickly, and good morning.
My brother, how are you doing?
Yes.
You optimistic too for dashing sales?
I wish I had a little spark of optimism, but let me just tell you, and the farmers are right. As we speak, the minister is just talking a lot of nonsense and he's not telling the truth. They are trying to do at Dexter 2 containers right now. One for the US market and one for the UK market. Obviously, these are two different markets and the specifications are different. However, Matt, they will not tell you they are not getting the production. That is number one. And I'm not optimistic about this government doing anything positive for agriculture. You cannot tell me, and I've repeated that before. We have not had a windstorm in how many years, and we have lost our banana market. Just like that, and you tell me it's Black Sigatoka, whereas the world's leading producer with respect to commercial bananas, Ecuador, has Black Sigatoka and they are still able to produce. Look at the Dominican Republic, they have it and they are 60% now and plus going in organic agriculture, organic bananas in transition for another 20% in the next 2 years. They'll be 100% organic. And you're telling me Black Sigatoka kill your banana industry? Not bad management that kill it. And so I am agreeing with those who are not optimistic.
Thank you. Let me ask Mr. Louis. Of course, he's a dashing producer as well. The minister is asking on farmers to register in light of this potential market. Are you going to register, Mr. Louis?
Matt, sat down in many forums,
including Anzime.
Many forums, having the same jokers talking those nonsense talk. I use the word stammering tongue because those people, they cannot speak straight. They are so corrupt. They don't want to speak the truth because they cannot speak the truth. Satan, the devil, to answer your question, no. Satan, the devil, he is a liar and the father of it.
That's right.
And any man that can play tricks and lies and to deceive people, they are doing the work of Satan, the devil, period. Matt, I said already, dashing is not only plant dashing and harvest dashing, you know. Who the minister call, what session, what time? In tongue hall, you talking about, man?
Yeah, he was talking in bells.
In tongue hall, you talking about dashing because, you know, bells producing some dashing? In tongue hall meeting, Mr. Minister, call us into a room in a hotel. Don't call us on that fig tree or on a gummy tree, you know. We are more than that. Call us into a hotel and let us sit down and dialogue and talk about that thing. And bring papers, bring documents. And so that we will do our own analysis and see where we are, where we can go.
So you don't want to be spoken to in a political forum?
Oh, no. It doesn't make no sense, man. It doesn't make, do that make sense to you as a journalist? It doesn't make sense. We are more than that. We have been sat for the past 5 years and we spell out what we can produce in Dominica to make Dominica self-sufficient, you know. Dominica is a country that can be self-sufficient. I want the Prime Minister, Minister of Agriculture, and whoever minister again who are sleeping because we don't have minister in government, you know. We have a government running by scary, that's all. We would like to speak, sit down and dialogue them. We explain to them with detail whether the abattoir we support, whether the coffee plant, which of course myself I never support it, I find not make no sense to me. The simplest of reason, there is a man who can process 3 times the coffee we can produce now in Dominica. One man. Just to diagnose the man's problem. Go and sit down with him, speak with him, find out. Let us modernize whatever he needs, and then we can push on there. They never did that. For that man, they're squeezing the man to the bone. Huh? That's where we are. And who's
that man, Mr. Louis?
That Fagan man, Mr. Fagan man.
Okay.
You know somebody know that. Bello man. They squeezed the man to the bone. The farmer was making money there. And they have a lot of people employ, you know, getting a good salary. Eh? They allow the man to go down and down and down and down. God knows whether he will suffer the wrath of this government. I don't know.
All right, we'll take a break and come back right after.
Neo Expressions Inc. We offer the most affordable rates for photography, videography, graphic design, advertising, and marketing. Our photography packages include weddings, personal and family portraits, and every special event you can imagine. Neo Expressions Inc. Contact us for your radio ads, songs, announcements, and voiceovers. Call us for your videography needs, including documentaries, music videos, and social media promos. We develop business plans for startup businesses too. Neo Expressions Inc. Call our hotline 767-235-7800 or email us at neoexpressionsinc@gmail.com. Neo Expressions Inc. We work with our hearts. Call us today.
For all your shopping needs at the best prices in Dominica, shop at S-Mart. Shop smart at S-Mart.
Shop smart at S-Mart. Give me some Lotto.
All my favorite snacks.
Shop smart at S-Mart. I get a top-up flow and digital. Shop smart at S-Mart.
Sunday to Sunday.
Open on holidays. Shop smart at S-Mart. So much fresh fruit and produce.
Good quality service. Hey. Unlimited parking. Hey. All the best products at S-Mart. You get the best prices.
Hey. Shop smart at S-Mart. For great prices and unlimited parking. Entrance and exit on both Goodwin Road and Rawls Avenue. Open 7 days a week. Call 448-2340. Shop smart at S-Mart.
World-acclaimed Dr. Erica Joseph, author featured on The Dollar Factor via Choice TV and Carib Vision, is here. Register for Dr. Joseph's new book and training, How to Succeed in Your Small Business and Career. Registration fee is only $150. Call 265-0182 for more information. That number again is 265-0182.
Dominican Haitian Community Collaboration with headline sponsor Flow, MAPA, Western Union and Cuba present Haitian Flag Day Fête Drapeau Extravaganza. Fête Drapeau at the Simplicity Barbershop Complex in Roseau on Saturday, May 20th from 7 p.m. featuring first serenade Mr. Biggs, DJ Jokam, Ted Shoje, Dogs One, Captain Jack Prince, Wadix and more. Big shake them in Saturday, May 20, samedi, mai 20. Simplicity Barbershop Fête Drapeau. Tout haïtien ça passe. Saturday, May 20, Simplicity Barbershop Zomba Depo Jazz, FMB Jazz.
Just an announcement here, vehicle number PR515 is occupying the parking space opposite Reach in Bath Road. The space is for a 40-foot container, all right, that is waiting to offload. Driver of vehicle number PR, registration number PR515, kindly remove your vehicle. So please, if you're listening at this time and you know that driver, please tell him he's blocking, all right, a 40-foot container that is due to offload. But we are back. It's a 9:53. Very interesting discussion there with the farmers, because, of course, recently we heard Mr. Drago talking about dashing export for farmers, but Mr. Louis is not optimistic at all.
Not at all. Matt, Sunday before last, yes, I was shocked, when I heard Osprey said Q95 fall in their laps. That's a demand word. Even Q90, they have Q95. Q90 fall into their laps. I said, wow.
That is not true, Mr. Louis.
Osprey that said that,
We're doing business like every other radio station.
Anyway, before I stop, there's a scripture I lady quote when I came there. I like to modify it a little bit. That is, where she got is Luke 16, and Patrick. And before where it started, it dealt with marriage, isn't it? Luke 16. If you want to know whether you have a right to divorce, that's where to go. Luke chapter 16, you will see further. But where it started with, there was a rich man who was lived sumptuously, wearing fine linen and good clothing, very rich indeed. But there was also a beggar. The rich man's name was not called, it's called a rich man, but the beggar name was called Lazarus. And it happened Lazarus had a lot of sores. He was a sick man.
Yeah.
And the rich man had a good time. So he decided, well, I went close to the gate, to see whether I'll get something. So then I passed by, I said, look at bone or whatever. He didn't get it. The Bible doesn't say he get it. He desiring to eat the crumbs that fall from the rich man's table. But he has so much sores, dogs come around and lick the sores. Is that a good picture?
No.
It's not a good picture at all. It's very sad. Dominicans, biblical people who know Bible, who study Bible, think about that seriously. But what happened, the rich man died. And he was what? Buried. And so Lazarus died. He was not buried. He was carried by the angels. You see the difference?
Yeah.
I want time to explain that. I must be in a conference meeting to take that passage of scripture. Or in a funeral. Right. Then, when that happened, both of them died. One was buried, one was carried by the angels. Then, when that man died and buried, he saw Lazarus afar off in Abraham's bosom. He cried, he called Abraham, Father Abraham, send Lazarus, the beggar, the swordsman, the painful, the poor individual, send Lazarus to dip what? His finger in water, to put a drop of water in my tongue, because I am tormented in this flame. Is that right, Patrick?
That's correct.
Matt, be careful of it's a shame for Christians to call God man Salakialela. God is not a man.
No, it's a spirit.
God is not a man that he should lie. And what is written, it is written. For you, Matt, for you, Patrick, for me, for all. Right. Look, I call that extreme poor on earth, Lazarus, the beggar, and extreme rich, the rich man, upon earth. And then it reversed. How it reversed? The extreme rich became extreme poor, and extreme poor became extreme rich. Think about the Bible, do an analysis, but follow references, you'll get all the picture you. I've got all the references in my head. I just put in Luke 16 there this morning. We need to understand, sir, today is your day. Because I quote last week about Jesus Christ take 5 loaves of bread and 2 small fishes, feed over 5,000 people. He did not choose whether Matt Peltier, black or white, Indian or China, etc. Everybody eat and drink. Is that right?
Yeah, liver right of freedom, mate.
It is. But Osprey said in our meeting in Portsmouth that if we have to give a house, labor force, a piece of fish, labor force, a piece of bread, labor force, a piece of blood, labor, Osprey, shame on you. Take that back, boy. You're going to pay for what you said. The power of the tongue, there is life and death. And you seek death, explicit death, to say that with me I am not a support of labor, I must die. And you, mad at the support of labor, you going to live? Shame on your street. I said loudly and clearly, and nobody talked to you. Just as Mr. Skek went in the House of Assembly and talked to that Sukuya Lugau, God bless that is around that. Madam Speaker, this country is to free. This country is free. Yes, Madam Speaker. Mr. Premier, shame on you too. Don't give me, I don't want nothing from all you. I don't want nothing from all you. What I want is development for my children and my grandchildren to live in this country God has blessed with plenty. That is what I wanted to take what Mr. Vidal said, you know, but I'm going to tell this morning about Salisbury.
All right. But anyway, we'll come back next week. We have a lot to talk about. It's 10 o'clock. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Mr. Louis, this morning. Somebody says, I should wrap up of this one. Hurt us no more, Buju Benton.
There was only malice.